Hi loves, I hope all's well. I'm going to be talking about Venus retrograde today, as well as doing some card pulls for what this retrograde means to you. We will do pick a crystal at the end of this video. But basically Venus retrograde is our celestial push to understand, what does love mean to you? How do you show up for yourself with love? How do you love, and how do you receive love? And there's so many other factors in play right now with the Schumann resonance, Mercury retrograde, shadow period, eclipse season. There's a Kasami, Venus Kasami coming as well. There's just a lot of astrological aspects that are happening that are in alignment with this Venus retrograde. It's really important to understand that with this energy, it's propelling us to have a deeper sense of what love truly means and the unconditional love that exists within each of us. So with this retrograde, things will be reassessed, I guess you would say. So it's time for us to reassess our relationships, our self-worth, our desires, our how we view love with money, home, family, friends, like the whole aspect of love. And it's so important to understand that with this energy, it's meant for clearing. It's meant for healing, like a deeper healing, and really step into this power of rebirth. Like we are giving birth to a higher version of ourselves, a aligned and a peaceful and harmonious version of ourselves. And this is coming through love. It's coming through each and every one of us. So a lot of the things that may feel out of sync or frustrating or challenging at this time, it's because we're being asked to look at those things. So things that can surface are past relationship issues, any unfinished karmic ties or karmic contracts. March is about karmic closure. So Venus going retrograde now is a pivotal time. So this next 6 weeks is going to show us how we show up for ourselves in every single relationship we have in our lives. And that includes with ourselves, that includes with the outside world, it includes with friends, it includes with family, money, all of these kinds of things. So anything that needs closure, this is the time to do it. Anything that needs extra attention, this is the time to do it. So where are you showing up for yourself, and how are you honoring yourself when it comes to your sense of value in love, in relationships, in finances, and all those things? Like, where are you honoring that authenticity that you are, so that you can, heal deep emotional wounds, as well as understand what your attachments are. Like, where do you have attachments to outdated beliefs, outdated energies, outdated people, places, and things? So where are you allowing yourself not to be authentic? So what truly brings you joy, and what truly brings you or expands that feeling of happiness and joy within you when it comes to love? And where are you allowing yourself to work with this energy? Because all of these intrusive thoughts and feelings and emotions that are surfacing are in order for you to use that as your inner GPS to guide you as to where deeper healing is needed. So it'll show you where deep-seated fears are, insecurities, attachments, and all of these things that are surfacing to be released. So think about Venus retrograde in a sense of, where do I need to give myself more love? Where do I need to show up for myself? Where do I need to bring more of an authentic energy, to whatever the situation is? And what foundations are secure? What foundations are strong? What foundations are, titanium, basically? Because any foundation that is weak or is cracked or anything like that in any of our relationships, they're going to be broken down this month. And whatever is not strong and authentic, it's either being asked to make readjustments, to heal, to step away from. But we are either allowing foundations to break down completely and rebuilding, or we are building from the secure foundations that already exist. So whatever relationships you have in your life that are based in a secure foundation, that are healthy and aligned with who you are right now, because going through a Venus retrograde at this time with the energy surrounding it, it's very much about the Phoenix energy, because there's a lot of Aries energy that is active this month, and Aries is a fire sign. So think of the Aries energy as the Phoenix energy, burning away the things that are not working, burning away the things that are no longer aligned with who you are right now. So when it comes to, say, romantic relationships, if your foundation is strong and sturdy and based in harmony and mutual respect and unconditional love and authenticity and all these amazing higher frequency things, then that foundation will get even stronger. But if you're in a relationship that is not safe and secure and the foundation is not strong, it will be broken away this month. And it's either going to propel you to fix it and start fresh and really rebuild that relationship in a healthy way, or it's going to be dismantled in order for you to clear it and step away from the things that are no longer serving you in your relationships. So remember, it has to come from a place of love. Like, it's okay that we outgrow things, whether they're people, places, or things, but it's okay that we outgrow, because it's really asking us to step into our fullness, step into our authenticity, and not hold on to things out of attachment or out of familiarity or out of fear or out of insecurities or anything like that. It's no longer a time for us to mirror each other's woundedness, and it's a time to step into our full healing and our full power, so that we can truly elevate and, come into this harmony of what love really is. Love is unconditional, and as humans, we put conditions on love, and that's okay. This is how we learn. This is how we grow, and this is what feels good to me, and this is what doesn't feel good to me. And it's about that learning and evolving. But we can't do that if we try to compartmentalize things or stifle things or ignore things, because whatever is not working will be dismantled over this next 6 weeks. And that can be really scary for a lot of people, but it's about trust, like trusting in the fact that if this is not meant for me, I'll be shown. And I am safe in, allowing myself to fully heal and move forward and be in that healthy non-attachment energy where I can lovingly let this go, whether it's whatever it is. So I've worked with a lot of clients that have a unhealthy relationship with finances, and the deep-seatedness of not feeling truly worthy of being, infinitely wealthy, for, let's say. So it's old programming of you need to suffer and blood, sweat, and tears in order to be successful, rather than you just need to be the best and most authentic and highest version of yourself, in that place of that sense of worthiness, in that sense of, my birthright is to be healthy and happy and infinitely wealthy, period. So that you are allowing that state of flow to happen, and being transparent during this month is such a key component in our healing and in this evolution, because especially with Venus retrograde, it only comes every 18 months. So whatever you're doing for yourself over this next 6 weeks, in order to really delve into that deeper healing and really understand, the overall meaning of love to you. So if you're holding on to things that are outdated, if you're holding on to things that within you that are being asked to be dismantled out of and you're holding on to these things out of fear, insecurities, and those kinds of things, you're setting the stage for the next 18 months. So repeating karmic cycles and not allowing things like karmic cycles to end, not allowing karmic contracts to end, through holding on to things that you've outgrown, through holding on to things that are just no longer aligned as to where you are right now. Because who you are right now is the person that is creating that every single moment moving forward. And if you're holding on to an outdated version of yourself or another person, then you're not allowing that growth to happen. So our teams are really pushing us to understand ourselves, understand and reflect on love and your personal values, and really truly connect with the authenticity of who you are, really truly connect with the fullness and the wholeness that you are. We don't need anyone else to complete us. We are a whole divine being, a sovereign being of love, of light, of harmony, of joy, and all these amazing things. And think of any relationship in our life as an addition to, that self-love and that energy of who you are. So visualize like you have this beautiful home and you've always wanted a pool. So the pool is an addition and it brings more joy, more love, and all of this, kind of stuff. And it feels wonderful. You love it. You use it all the time. And then something happens and it breaks down and you can't fix it. You need to fill it in and, start again. Is your home going to be affected by the fact that you no longer have that pool? Yeah, you're going to grieve the loss of it because it's something that you really enjoyed and you thought you'd have for a very long time and all these kinds of, feelings. So there's that sense of disappointment, that sense of sadness. So we go through a grieving process when it comes to any kind of relationship. And it's important to remember the home that you have, which is that home within you, which is that healthy and secure, safe relationship you have with yourself, is going to allow you and help you to move through this and heal through this, of the fact that you no longer have this pool. So it's not going to break your foundation. It's not going to destroy your home because you no longer have this pool. And you have a surface to rebuild. So whether you're rebuilding, in a new relationship, or you're just putting that on hold. I'm not going to get another pool right now. I'm just going to enjoy my home and, stay with myself kind of thing. Whatever you choose to do, as long as you are doing it from the place of self-love and that place of, I'm allowing myself to heal. I'm allowing myself to go through this grieving process, to grieve this relationship, whatever it is. Like I've had clients that have had to leave their jobs that they hated, that they just were no longer aligned with, but it was something they were so familiar with and they were in it for so long that they still have to go through that grieving process. And understanding that we have to allow ourselves to grieve the loss of whatever it is, or the dismantling of whatever we're used to, is really important, so that you aren't trying to stifle it. You're not trying to ignore it. Like, you're allowing these feelings to surface so that you can heal them and work with them. And we always do the, heal and deal and feel it so that you can release it and that you can move on and you can allow the healing to happen, because you're releasing the things that need to be healed and creating that energetic space for the things that are actually, in alignment for you in this moment. So make sure that you are taking the time this month, this next 6 weeks during this retrograde, to truly invest in yourself and ask yourself those hard questions. Is this relationship serving me? Does this relationship bring out the peace in me, or does it bring out the fight or flight in me? Or do I feel safe and secure in myself so that I can feel safe and secure in a relationship? Like, ask yourself these hard questions and ask yourself, where are you not showing up for yourself? So if you're holding on to a job that you've outgrown, why are you not taking steps to move forward to do something that is aligned with you? And really holding that frequency of, I love what I do what I love, and it inspires and, creates infinite wealth in my life. So that you are allowing yourself to take these necessary steps, because the uncertainty is scary, or the sense of, I don't know what to do next. Yes, that's all scary. But when you take this time to fully understand yourself and fully work with your energy and asking yourself those hard questions and working through those hard questions, you are giving yourself permission to fully heal. You are giving yourself space to do that healing and to allow yourself to, stand in the power of who you are right now, and rather than being misguided by an outdated frequency or an outdated energy or an outdated self. Every single one of us have been going through this evolution over the last few years, and who you are right now is not who you were yesterday or a week ago or a year ago, whatever, because timelines are splitting and jumping and we're all over the place. So this is a time of choice. It's like, what are you choosing for yourself? Are you choosing things that are aligned? Are you choosing things that are healthy and peaceful and harmonious and all these kinds of things? You're the only one who knows that. So if you are holding on to things that are outdated, things that you've outgrown, things that you're no longer an energetic match to, ask yourself why. Why am I holding on to this one? Within the depths of my soul, I don't feel like this is a supportive and healthy thing for me. Because, we tend to hold on to things out of fear, out of lack, out of, old programs, and wounded aspects of self that we've carried along with us throughout the years. So really understanding what truly brings you joy and what truly expands that place of peace within you is a key component of this. And reassessing the relationships in your life with everything so that you have a deeper understanding and you're giving yourself permission to fully see, fully understand, and fully overcome, move forward, heal, and really allow yourself to be happy in that sense of authenticity. So use this time with this Venus retrograde. And remember, there's so many other aspects happening with this right now. We're in the shadow of Mercury retrograde. We're in the shadow period of eclipse season. We are also in the shadow of stepping into the astrological new year with the spring equinox. This is like, March is all about new beginnings. Like, where are you ready to start fresh? Even if you don't know what that looks like, it's about trusting yourself and trusting within that sense of, I embrace what is for me. I embrace these new beginnings that are actually for me. And I allow myself to let go and release the things that are not serving me, that I've outgrown, that are no longer in alignment with me. And I release them with love. I release them with that higher perspective. So when we look at certain things, it's all about perspective. So we could all be looking at, there's a painting and everybody's standing around the painting, but the lighting from where everybody is standing is different. Leave that, my rabbit. Everyone is looking from a different perspective at this painting, but they're looking at the same painting. So it's all about what we see in every situation. So you can experience the exact same situation and leave it. My bunny is being very disruptive. 1 second. Sorry. So it's all about perspective. So you could you're all looking at the same painting, but everyone is seeing a different view of that painting from their perspective. And that's what happens when it comes to relationships of any kind, because how we interpret information is through our human filter. So whatever life experiences you've had up until this point is filtering how you are perceiving the painting, the relationship. And this is why I always say there's three aspects to every story, right? And it's the two parties involved and then the painting itself. So the truth of, what the basis of whatever that relationship is. So it's so important to understand that it's not about being right or wrong in relationships. And I'm not talking about horrific relationships, abusive relationships and stuff like that, because it's simply about understanding that I've outgrown this. This is no longer aligned with who I am, and I need to move forward in order to allow myself that growth. And when we step away from things that we once loved or still love, it's about stepping away peacefully. There's no animosity or hatred. Go through your grieving process, allow things to be cleared, allow yourself to heal, and, give yourself permission to move forward so that you aren't holding on to this outdated energy that is going to be another 18-month cycle. So stepping, with this retrograde and allowing ourselves to be authentic, allowing ourselves to call ourselves out on our own nonsense, allowing ourselves to heal is a key component with this current energy. So don't shy away from it or avoid it or compartmentalize it. Just get real with yourself, and do it with love. Talk to yourself like you're talking to somebody that you love, like your best friend, somebody that you care about, and come from a place of self-love and come from a place of allowing yourself to grow, allowing yourself to integrate, energies that are all about healing and allowing you to move forward so that you're not holding on to resentments or anything like that. Relationships throughout this next 6 weeks, like I said, the ones that don't have a strong foundation will be dismantled. The ones that do have a strong foundation will grow even stronger. So, only you can do this kind of assessment with yourself and ask yourself, is this working or isn't this? Do I feel safe? Do I feel healthy and happy and supported and peaceful and harmonious, and do I see a healthy future, like, you know what I mean, in this relationship? And again, it doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is. And where can I make the adjustments necessary for myself to allow myself to either let go or, work harder, kind of thing. But remember, relationships are meant to be easy. We're not taught that, but relationships are meant to be easy. The person that you are with, or the person that is your best friend, or whatever the situation is, it's about, does that person expand the peace in you and remind you of the peace in you when you are struggling, or when you are angry, or when you are feeling less than? Do they help bring out the peace in you? Because personally, I know for me, the people closest to me, when I'm hostile or frustrated or pissed off about something, they remind me of my peace. They're like, hey, remember, take a breath. And, we talk about energy. We talk about all of these amazing things that remind me of who I am and remind me that I'm in control of me. I'm in control of my feelings, my emotions, my choices, my actions, all of that. And those are the kind of people you want in your life, that remind you of your peace, that don't jump on the bandwagon of hostility and add fuel to the fire. If you're already suffering, you don't need them suffering with you, because then they can't help you. So when we are going through those periods, you need those people that are, peaceful, and expand that peace within each of us. Because the hostility and the anger and the hatred and the ick energy, so to speak, that's old energy. It's done. Like, it's time to move forward. It's time to come into that peace. It's time to understand that every single one of us is creating this new world, this new earth, this 5D earth, whatever you want to call it, through each of us, because we're doing our healing, and we are creating this energetic shift through our healing and through each of us doing this. So the more we tune in and anchor into that frequency of new earth, love, harmony, peace, and all that kind of stuff, the more we're creating that in our human experience. So it's important for each of us to have that faith and have that trust and have that presence within ourselves to say that, I choose peace. I choose to be harmonious. I choose to be the peace in the world. I choose to be the light and the love in the world. I choose to be, that 5D energy, so that you are allowing yourself to be a part of this and help to create this. But it has to come through that self-actualization and that self-awareness, and being extremely mindful in how you are, in your own life, and where you are in your own life. Because when you say yes to your healing, and when you say yes to your growth and your expansion and the beauty and the peace there is when it comes to love, you're saying yes to this whole new beautiful life, this whole new beginning. So allow the Venus retrograde to be your guide. Allow it to show you, what is yours and what is not, and allow the whatever karmic cycles need to end, allow them to end peacefully, so that you can step forward and you can, embrace these new beginnings. So don't get lost in the shuffle. Use all of your healing tools, whether it's meditation or going for a walk or breathing exercises or doing a fast, or whatever tools you're using that are supportive and helping you to see deeper within yourself and helping you to be present. Because remember, the more we are present and the more we are honest with ourselves and validate our own feelings, the more we're able to heal, and the more we are able to move forward and move on. So really give yourself that space, give yourself that time and that attention and that validation to say, what I'm feeling is valid, and I choose to heal through this, and I allow myself to, be myself and be authentic, and I allow myself to be happy. I'm safe and secure in happiness. I'm safe and secure in authentic love. And again, relationships are not meant to be hard. They're not meant to be a war zone. If your relationship is a war zone, maybe that's, a very telltale sign that relationship is no longer aligned with you. So, like I said, engage with those who help to expand the peace in you, and not the fight in you, so that you are allowing yourself to be peaceful and to show up as your authentic self in this life, in creating this whole new frequency. Okay, so that was about Venus retrogrades, and I'm going to do a pick a crystal for those of you who would like to know more about where are you and what your team needs you to know during this Venus retrograde.